You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It's your host, Brian Fullerton, here hanging out with you guys today. And we have a great guest interview lined up for you guys. We have none other than Seth Kessler over here. We are going to do a quick little interview with him. He is joining us here from West Virginia. And so, Kessler, Mr. Seth Kessler, welcome to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. How you doing, bud?
I'm good, Brian. How are you today?
I'm doing good, man. We're going 100 miles an hour, never a dull moment. If it's not employee issues, it's rain. If it's not rain, it's employees. If it's not neither of those, it's hot and humid. So we're just doing our best every single day, brother. How about you?
Oh, I mean, I can't complain. I was there at the beach last week, so we're playing catch up this week. We're pretty far behind in terms of scheduling, and then we had some equipment breakdowns we had to work with, and of course, it had to pour the rain about halfway through the day today, so that didn't help anything either, but you know how it goes.
Yeah, we got rained out today again. It seems to be the common theme of a lot of the podcasts lately, and I'm finding there's two extremes out there for folks listening to the show. Either you're in severe drought and you're praying for rain and you're doing the rain dance, or you're in a tsunami of rain and you can't get enough, right? And so
right.
Today again, we got rained out again today about 1 o'clock, and tomorrow's all day rain, and then Wednesday we'll probably end up working 13 hours straight to try to play some type of catch up. But any which way, but let's do this, man. We'll get these folks up to speed. You're a listener of the show, and you watch the YouTube channel. We've been DMing quite a bit over the last couple months and probably years at this point. But what get your everybody up to speed? What's your story? What's your background? And what's your business currently look like right now?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, it all started when I just turned 15. I was working at my great aunt and great uncle's feed store down in town. Of course, our town's relatively small. We have less than 1,000 people in town, and our whole county's got less than 45,000. So we're on a smaller scale in terms of population. But I actually hated cutting grass, believe it or not. But my dad was a contractor. He had a contractor's license, and he would do things like remodel homes and put roofs on and stuff like that. And while I was working at the feed store, I was also helping him on the side remodel houses when I wasn't in school during the summer. And we started doing some work for a couple of family members. And after we put a roof on 2 or 3 houses, they were all like, "Hey, do you know anybody who wants to mow our lawn?" And
Right.
Dad was basically volunteered me to do it, even though I had no say so. Couldn't even drive yet. And I had to depend on him to pick me up and take me there every time, which got old real quick. But after that, I realized, well, hey, working at this feed store, I'm not making any money. Working 2 days a week, minimum wage, $8.75 here in West Virginia. And these yards, you make $50, $60 in, an hour at the time. And I was like, well, daggone, this is good money compared to what I'm making.
Right.
So the following summer, I got my learner's permit. And my dad actually got out of the contracting work, and he got a job offer working for an electrical company traveling out of state a lot.
Okay.
So he basically let me use his truck for the time being, so I didn't have to go hunt down some other vehicle. So that's where I had a 2011 single cab 6.2 dually that everybody loved, big old gasoline hog, got like 8 miles to a gallon going downhill neutral with the engine on.
Right.
And I got started with it, learner's permit, and my grandpa in the front seat because he had to have a driver 21 years or older riding around with you. And That next summer, I had maybe 15 yards. I was using our house rider mower and a push mower I borrowed from my grandparents and a little, I think it was a Poland Pro weed eater from Tractor Supply.
Right. Wow. Okay. And you were 15?
Yeah, I started when I was 15. I'm 20 now, and we've grown to about 65 regular accounts now.
Wow. Good for you, man. That's awesome. So what was the passion to own the business and to do it on your own? Because your pops was volunteering you, for, like you said, $10-15 an hour. And so you decided to just own your business then, and now you get to keep the profit. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I realized real quick I liked not having to submit to an actual boss. I like doing my own thing. I like waking up in the morning and telling somebody else what they need to do. And at the end of the day, I like to see my success that I build.
Amen. Amen to that, man. Well, this is going to be a fun podcast. I really enjoy getting to hear more stories from you young guys out there. You guys are the future of the business, of the industry. And that's the fun part that I get to do is, just give you guys the stage, the platform to tell your story, maybe help a couple other lawn buddies and lawn bros out there. It doesn't matter. I always say it doesn't matter if you're 15, 20, 25, 30, listening to the podcast. There's always something fun that we get to learn from everybody's sort of startup story, if you will. So let's do this. We're going to hear from today's show sponsors, and then you guys already know the drill. Every time I do that, I'm always like, man, you guys almost know like the exact timestamp when we're going to transition to the Mr. Producer and all the sponsors. Amen. So, but you know what? We really do appreciate all the show sponsors. We don't take it for granted, and they invest into the show. And so we're able to keep this content free and coming to you guys 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So let's do this really quick, Seth. We're going to hear a little bit more about your startup story right after this.
In lawn care today, with the right equipment, you can do jobs quickly and correctly. Hi, Jonathan Guineri here. As a product manager at Z Turf Equipment, I'm focused on innovations that help you get jobs done faster without sacrificing the quality your customers expect. From our acclaimed Z Spray spreader sprayers to our Z Aerate line and beyond, you can do more in less time. Visit zturfequipment.com today to learn more about our innovative line of products.
You've heard Caleb and Brittany Allman talking about the Hardscape Academy, but have you checked it out for yourself? The hardscapeacademy.com is the place to get the skills and training you and your crew need to excel as a professional hardscaper. You'll learn all the techniques and best practices to properly install pavers and retaining walls. You'll have access to online video training courses, in-person apprenticeships, comprehensive guides, and customizable business forms. Plus, there are 2 free courses which cover everything slab, from initial planning to final installation, and again, those are absolutely free. If you're serious about mastering your skills, abilities, efficiency, and bottom line, the hardscapeacademy.com is for you, and that link is in today's show notes.
All right, Seth, so let's go back to you, brother. You said you were 15 just getting started in business for yourself. So how did those next couple years look for you? Did you immediately, just get out, your first push mower and go buy a 0-turn lawnmower? And like you said, after you get your learner's permit, or was there a couple year transition there? Or how long were you still mowing for your dad before you went out and did your own thing?
Well, actually, as soon as he left and took the job offer with that electrical company is really when I started doing my own thing. He really didn't ever, I don't know how you would say it, he didn't really ever take the lawns on himself. He was basically just doing it to get me some extra money.
Oh, okay.
And then once he started traveling, he didn't have time to help anymore. That's why I rode around with my grandpa.
Right.
And he basically read the newspaper while I mowed, the old lady's grass down the street.
Yeah. How did you end up getting more customers after your dad left? If he was, kind of the one leading you and feeding you work, even if it was 2 or 3, houses and jobs that he was doing, if he left for the out of state electrical job, how did you end up getting more customers at such a young age with a little bit more sparsely, populated area?
The thing is, I've got a huge family, so that helps a lot. Almost anything you could think of, I've got a family member that does it. So
Sure.
Word of mouth is definitely my best friend when it came to that. Once I got 2 or 3 family members on board, they started talking. I started mowing grass for my church, and of course the church members knew, and it just spread like wildfire. And like a small town, our town only has 1 gas station. So every morning when you go to fill up, all the old guys on the porch see you, and they're like, well, he must be cutting grass now, so that, they'll flag you down. And then, of course, nowadays I do a lot of things on Facebook. Facebook has led to a majority of our, I guess you could say, workflow as we're getting into the excavating and hopefully more hardscaping type of stuff now.
Yeah.
And Facebook has definitely been a big plus, but word of mouth is it's really what got everything started for the business.
I guess that would be the MO for like small town America. You know what I mean? Is word travels fast, and
oh yeah.
To have a county with 45,000 people, I think the city I live in has 45,000 people, and Probably even more than that. And I know there's somebody listening in, New York, and they're like, man, there's 45,000 people on my street corner, So it's it's all relative as they say. But so you were like you said, mowing lawns and cutting grass. What was the motivation at 16, 17, and 18 to keep it going? Did you plan on going to college? Did you feel like this was your meal ticket? Like what were you thinking those first couple of years as you started to grow this thing?
Well, to be honest with you, I was nervous at first because, there's not a lot of people around here that will really jump out on a limb like that and take something. Everybody around here is still stuck in the mindset that they have to do something that's been around for 100 years. A lot of people are still coal miners. There's nothing wrong with that. I got a couple good buddies that actually used to help me when I first started. They're coal miners now.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the idea of getting stuck in something, and I've never, ever wanted to go to college. I've never been a big fan of school. And my mom does not like to hear that because she was actually my English teacher in high school.
Okay.
So I just jumped with the lawn thing, realized I could make more money doing it than a lot of things. And now my mom complains because she'll laugh if she hears that she's got a master's degree and I make more money in the summer than she does all year long.
That's awesome, man. Well, do you still live at home with your parents, or because if so, you still gotta respect your parents, amen.
Yeah. That's I still live at home right now. Me and my fiance are looking for a place, and I think we actually have something worked out that's going to be very nice. But for now, I am living at my house. But we're getting married in November. We've been together since the 8th grade, and she's been a tremendous help and a supporter from day one. So I always appreciate her.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. You guys are two young kids out there, man, getting your life started, and that is really, really cool. And it is really fun to see you guys having a successful company. And successful is relative. Some people successful is $100,000 a year. Other people it's $100,000 a month. Other people it's $10,000 a year just to make some extra money to help, I don't know, take care of their kids' braces, that kind of stuff. But you guys are setting yourself up for a really successful future by, having a good small business, not having a ton of debt, like you said, hopefully putting some money in the bank. I went through your Instagram earlier. We were just cutting up back and forth, and I'm noticing you're starting to buy some of the toys. A lot of the toys come from, having some surplus, hopefully, right? And so, so business is booming, man. Are you guys still mowing and carrying on with all that, or what are you guys doing day to day now 4 or 5 years later?
Yeah, we currently, like I said, we have about 65 regular mowing accounts. That's anywhere from residential to we have quite a bit of commercial, like doctors' offices and churches and things like that, and a couple of nursing homes.
Okay.
We do all that during the summer, and the guy that works for me now, my buddy Nick, that I was telling you about earlier, he actually has a masonry certificate from our local VOTEC. So he's going to be kind of the foot in the door to get into some of this hardscaping stuff. And actually next week we have our first retaining wall job scheduled in the books.
Oh, wow.
So
that's awesome.
Trying to get everything in line for that. I was telling you earlier about the dump truck that I purchased, and hopefully it'll be ready by then too with the new injectors.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll go good for that. So I'm excited about that.
Wow, that's awesome, man. What kind of equipment are you guys running down there? Do you guys have Skag? I see a couple different pieces of equipment here on your Instagram, Kesslers Property Management. So what are you guys running for equipment down there with your lawnmowers and also your excavation work?
Well, for the lawnmowers, almost everything down here is either Toro or Exmark. That's what you see a lot of the guys running. And once again, being from a small town, my closest dealer for anything is about an hour away. So that's a big bummer when it comes to stuff like that.
Wow.
Steel dealer is about 30 minutes away, but that's all they have is steel stuff when it comes to that kind of stuff. But for lawnmowers right now, I still have I think it's a 2018 Exmark Radius. That's the first zero turn I bought after going through a couple riders that I had. You get 100 hours on them and they're slinging belts left and right and you can't rely on them for anything.
Sure.
And that Exmark, I think it has 580 hours on it, and I haven't had to do anything. I haven't even put a new belt on it yet.
Wow.
I've done oil changes and stuff, of course, but it's been an absolute tank of a first unit. It's just the E-Series, 60-inch cut, and I absolutely love that mower. And then I have a Skag V-Ride, and I actually picked it up. I drove about 2 hours away and picked it up off of Facebook Marketplace. And the guy was worried that something was going wrong with it. I tinkered with it for a little bit, and I've been mowing with it for about a month with no issues now every single day.
No kidding. Is it V-Ride 1 or V-Ride 2?
the V-Rod 1.
Yeah, no kidding. Those things go forever, man. I've seen B&B rock those, and so many of you guys on on Instagram and YouTube have some of the older Skag V rides, and they still cut great. You know what I mean? How's yours holding up?
Oh yeah. I mean, it cuts great. Really, it keeps up with that X Mark that I have, the newer model X Mark. Of course, that X Mark isn't a laser, so it doesn't have the deck the laser does. But it keeps right up for how old it is compared to that X Mark. I mean, I love it.
Wow.
I had a Turf Tracer last year. It was another Facebook find, but it was an old one. It was like an 04, an old pull start. And I had it and used it every day for a year, never did anything to it either. And it started first and second pull every single time. I was impressed with that old thing.
Yeah, it's funny. I just did a video a couple weeks back at the time of this recording on that Turf Tracer. We're doing a little demo with Xmark, just to actually just make a couple videos for it to let folks know that it still exists. And they're staple lawnmowers, man. And this one's like, it's the Cadillac. It's the 60-inch unit with a Kohler EFI and the electric start. But I was just at Weingart's, my dealer, just a couple days ago, and they had a bunch of Xmark Turf Tracers up there, the Kawasaki, pull start engines, and a couple of them were 48s, maybe 52s, whatever it was, and they were, $6, $7, $8 the one I have, I think, is almost 10 G's if you can believe it. But it just brings back memories because I forgot that mine was recoil start. My old Xmark Viking, which is a fixed deck, not the Turf Tracer with the floating deck. But dude, it's so funny you bring that up because you can go on Facebook Marketplace and still see those Turf Tracers, and they'll have 1,500, 2,000, 4,000 hours later, and they're still running great and cutting incredibly well. Is that kind of what you found with yours?
Yeah, I mean, that one didn't have a key start. It didn't even have an hour meter, so it's hard telling how many hours was on it.
Oh, sure,
but,
sure.
I bought it for $1,500. I used it for a whole year, and I sold it for like $1,450. So I mean, I didn't lose any money on it at all.
It's so funny you said that because I bought a little Xmark Metro. It was I forget the size. It was a 32 or a 33 or a 36. I forget what size deck it was back then. But same exact thing. I bought it for $800, and we used it, 3-4 years, and I literally sold it back for $800 to somebody else. Like it, dude, they keep their value forever. Those smaller mowers, the walk behind mowers, those gated backyard mowers, if you will. People are always like, buy gold, buy silver. I'm like, man, buy lawnmowers. You know what I mean? For crying out loud. But that's funny right there. Buy lawnmowers and used trucks, because you can. There's a couple of guys right now that are realizing their used trucks is worth more than when they bought it, and they've put 20,000-30,000 miles on them. So it's just. It's a crazy world we're living in right now. But hey, let me ask you this. I don't know a ton about skid steers and mini excavators and all this stuff that you guys have, but it looks like you're rocking some pretty cool equipment. Is this equipment that you guys are renting for jobs, or you're just having some fun tooling around on? I see a mini X and a skid loader. So are you guys running any of that equipment yet, or what do I see all over plastered on your Instagram here? Because that's pretty cool.
That is actually rentals from a local rental yard. Sadly, it's in the works. I'm thinking about getting like a John Deere 35G. It's about an 8,000 pound excavator. That's what we usually rent for jobs. And they actually have a brush hog that goes on the boom of the excavator, and you can make a lot of money with one of those things around here because everybody's got weeds that they don't want to get out there and beat up their knees weed eating with on hillsides, and you can just swoop that thing up and down banks and just demolish a hillside in little to no time.
Is that right?
And in the meantime, the skid steers are rental too, but the trailer, I bought that equipment trailer over the winter that they're on. It's a 2021 Big Tex. It's a 14,000 pound. I think it's a 7.5 by 18, I believe. And that thing, I love that trailer. I'd recommend Big Tex trailers to anybody. Yeah. And I put a winch on it just in case anything would happen. That actually came in handy with that dump truck purchase when we had a problem with it.
Okay.
But other than that, we're hoping to start expanding and growing with some more equipment coming. My next purchase is probably going to be a couple new mowers. I haven't decided if I'm going to get a couple lasers or maybe a couple right standers. But then I'm probably going to look towards the excavator side of things after this winter gets done with all the snow removal stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, where are you guys steering the ship to? Are you guys going to stay in mowing? Are you guys going to? You said you wanted to do more hardscaping, and is that patios, retaining walls? What's your guys' fancy right now? What are you guys trying to get more into?
Well, it's kind of a 50-50 thing. I've got it in the mind that you can make a lot of money doing excavating work because people don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. Because people are scared to do it. They don't know how to do it. And that's the thing. I've got the knowledge with some of the members that I have on my team. And I'm a go-getter. And when I see an opportunity, I like to take it. And but the mowing is good, consistent money that you know is there. So it's kind of a 50-50 thing. I'm trying to hold out with my mowing customers. I have a little brother. He's 13 now. Once he turns 14, he can legally work in the state for me. So I'm hoping once he turns 15 or 16, maybe I can put him in a truck with another buddy and have them take care of the mowing while me and one of my guys take care of all the excavating and hardscape stuff. That's what we have.
Sure.
50-50 income from both sides. And then the snow removal, of course, everybody pitches in and does it. I'll end up I have a V-plow. It's a Snow Dog stainless steel V-plow I'm going to put on my new truck that I bought. And then that dump truck I bought actually came with a Western straight blade. I think it's an 8-foot straight blade, I believe. Wow! And it'll be used to push snow this year as well.
Do you guys get a lot of snow in over there in West Virginia, or how's the snow business for you guys?
Well, this past year was the first year I did it, and I will say that it was miserable because it snowed so much. Right. I was out, and my fiance attested to this. She rode with me the one night, Christmas Eve. We got a lot of snow, and I was out for, I think it was 36 hours from Christmas Eve to Christmas morning. And Mom and Dad were like, you need to come open presents. And I was like, I can't. I'm pushing snow. And these people are getting mad because it won't stop snowing and it's Christmas. And that kind of sucks being away for Christmas. But, I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Oh, yeah.
But before, it's been really hit and miss. I mean, I think 3 winters ago, we got a couple 3-foot snows. And then, like, the next winter after that, we didn't get enough snow from the closed school one time.
Wow.
So it's a hit or miss.
Right. Yeah, it's funny. Snow business. We're going to be talking about snow here in the next couple podcasts for sure as we start rounding the corner, for summer, and we start talking about fall and leaf cleanups and snow contracts and how to plow snow and how to do it profitably. All those fun conversations are definitely coming over the next couple of weeks and months. But I can totally relate. By the way, I don't know if it was my first year doing snow or my second. I can't remember, but I vividly remember Christmas Eve. My family, they're a lot of Polish folks, so we like to get together and just eat, drink, be merry, right? That's what we're supposed to do during the holidays anyway. And so we all get together for Christmas Eve. It's a tradition from 4 to 8 p.m. And it was snowing, at 3, 4 p.m. and everybody finally made it there. There's 15, 20 of us at the house. And I just remember like it was yesterday. It was 8, 9 o'clock. Everybody's starting to filter out. And Liz and I jumped in my truck. I took the plow to my mom's house, right? And there was 4, 6, maybe 8 inches of snow. And my mom's like, all right, well, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., right? I'm like, yeah, like I should, I literally remember her like saying to her, I'm like, yeah, I should be done by then. And then we'll just come right on back and just have some coffee, ready for us. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, it's snowing. She goes, it's Christmas Eve. And I go, and these people have a seasonal contract. They pay good money, And so I remember Liz jumping in the truck with me. I think we did all of our residential from, 8, 9 p.m. till midnight, 1 in the morning. And I actually had a residential customer that I had the lights on and they were having a Christmas party too. And he's like, he texted me. His name is Kyle. He's like, what are you doing? And I said, well, plowing your snow. I'm literally texting him. He's inside the house looking out the blinds, and he's like, dude, it's Christmas Eve. Go away. He's like, bro, take the night off. What are you doing? The snow will be here on, 2 days from now. He's like, go enjoy the holiday. I'm like, bro, you seasonal prepay. This is what we're here for, And I remember dropping Liz off at midnight, and dude, I went back out and plowed snow for 5-6 hours. And I think when Muddy went home, took an hour cat nap, and we were back at my mom's opening up family presents at 10 a.m., and it's a crazy commitment, man. But I didn't know you guys got that much snow over there in West Virginia, so I didn't know that at all. But that's pretty cool, man. You got is that a, what's the big truck that I see all over your Instagram, that big silver one? Is that a 350 or?
Yeah, that's that 350 dually that I was telling you about. It was a big old 6.2 gas truck.
Yeah.
I actually, my dad, that's the truck I said that my dad basically let me use for a while until I could find something else. And then basically he's like, you know what? You can just have the truck as long as you take care of it and, do all the maintenance and whatever on it.
Yeah.
And that paid out for me in the long run. I think I put 100,000 miles on that poor old truck.
Wow.
And it never skipped a beat. It always did what I asked it to. And unfortunately, the soul started getting to it. It was starting to get some age on it. So this past, I think it was February or March, I went over, had the title to it, and I traded it in on my new truck I have now, and didn't look back. I mean, I love that truck, and it was the only one you ever saw like it.
Wow.
And,
Yeah. It's
doesn't affect it all.
That's a sharp truck, man. I'm looking at it here on Instagram. But now you got a 21 F350 regular cab white. Is that the one I see here?
Yeah, that's the one I have now. It is a 6.2 truck as well. I couldn't justify buying a 6.7 diesel yet. The gas trucks do fine for me.
Yeah.
Less maintenance when it comes time to do everything. And this one's got the new 10-speed transmission in it. I tell you, it makes a huge difference over the old 6-speed. I just took it to Surfside Beach, South Carolina last week, and driving about 8 hours, only used half a tank.
Wow.
Getting 17 miles a gallon.
Is that right? Wow, that's I was curious how that the new motor is it the Tremor one, the 7.3 or something like that?
No, it's 6.2.
You still got the 6.2. Well, there's a 7.3, right? One of their bigger gas engines, I think. But I think it's a whole different truck or trim, with the Fords. But I haven't been in the market for a truck since 2017. I'm knock on wood. I'm hoping to take this thing to 100, 150, before I have to really play that whole game again. But then again, I don't know. I might be able to sell it for more than what I bought for it, with this market. So maybe I should look around. You never know. But that's really, really cool, man. You have it going on at 20 years old. I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm really excited for your future and what you guys got going on. We'll probably land the plane right here, man. This is a fun, quick podcast that we got to jump on. You and I have been actually DMing back and forth, trying to button this thing up the last couple week or two, and I've just been dodging raindrops and. One minute I'm like, hey dude, let's jump on the podcast. Next minute I'm like, hey dude, we're working, till 9 o'clock tonight trying to play catch up. And so many of you guys have been in the same boat that I've been trying to do some podcasts with. So thanks for being flexible with me. But hey, let's button up right here, man. Any last things that you want to share with these guys while we got you? But if not, we'll land the plane and we'll button this guy up.
Yeah, I would like to tell all the younger guys that are just getting started, reinvest. You see all these guys out here buying stupid stuff that in the long run they don't need. And I can't say that I haven't bought anything stupid, but if you reinvest and keep making money, you'll be able to grow your business however you want. And population doesn't matter. I mean, yes, we travel to 2 different counties, but once people get on board and they support you, some people won't support you, but don't listen to the haters. I've got friends that make fun of me for cutting grass, but in reality, they're still sitting in college, and I'm making more than what they'll make when they get out of college. So
I like that.
Always reinvest and know your numbers and work hard and trust God to lead you where you need to go.
Amen to that, dude. Well, you guys are wholesome folk down there, man, and we're pulling for you, man. So keep the hammer down. And where can people find you if they want to catch up with you? I know you're active on Instagram, but plug your personal and your business page, and let these guys know where they can find you.
Yeah, I've got Instagram. My personal Instagram is Seth_Kessler, and I think it's 3393 on there as well. The Instagram is Kesslers Property Management, and I believe management is actually shortened. It's abbreviated. And then we're on Facebook. You can find me, Seth Kessler, on Facebook, Kesslers Property Management on Facebook. And we also do have TikTok, and it's just Seth Kessler on TikTok. You can find me.
Are you a ticker or a talker? How does that work? I'm still new, so.
Yeah.
I don't know how TikTok works yet, man. Caleb's Allman on there all the time, and he's way smarter than I am, and that's why he's a social media guru, and I'm over here, slumming it. So, but I know if you guys aren't watching and following along, you guys really should. He's got it going on. Great Instagram. I love watching his feed too. It's Kessler, Kessler. Kessler's Property Management is MGNT. So make sure you guys check him out, give him a follow. But Seth, this was good, man. Thanks for taking time to be be on the show, brother. We really appreciate it, and wish you nothing but the best throughout the future, and as well with you and your girl as you guys, grow your relationship, get married, and all that fun stuff over the next couple months and years, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity. I really do. It's always a good time to share stories and catch up with other people in the business. It's really something I look forward to, getting to know other people as well.
Amen, bud. Hey, one last thing. Are you going to be at GIE Expo or Entrepreneur Academy this year? Are you coming to either event?
Yeah, we're planning. I actually went to GIE for the first time there back in, 2019?
Yeah.
And loved it. Absolutely loved it. So we're planning to come down this year. I'm actually trying to talk to the fiance into coming. She'll actually be wifey, like you say, wifey by then. And I'm trying to talk her into coming, and my employee, him and his wife, should be coming, and their newborn baby by then.
Awesome.
So hopefully we can all meet up sometime down there.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we'll be there, man. GIE Plus Expo. If you guys haven't bought your tickets, you guys already know the promo. It's promo code Brian should save you guys 50% off on your GIE registration ticket. So if you guys haven't registered, man, get registered and make sure you put those dates. I think it's October 20 through the 22nd down there in Louisville, Kentucky. But yeah, Seth, if you're down there, man, definitely hit me up on Instagram and love to say hey and catch up with you guys, and it'll be a good time. But all right. Well, hey, we'll catch up with you guys here on the next episode. This was Seth Kessler. Make sure you guys give him a follow on Instagram. And Seth, thanks again for taking time to be on the show, brother. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, cool deal. Well, guys, this was another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with your host, Brian Fullerton and Seth Kessler. And guys, we look forward to catching up with you here on the next one.
Choosing the right equipment also means getting service and support you can trust. Hi, it's Michelle with the Exmark Customer Service Team. We are committed to giving you the expert technical support necessary to keep your equipment performing at its best. Reach us by phone, email, or social media on any weekday, and we will respond quickly with advice you can trust because it comes straight from the folks who built your machines. Visit exmark.com to learn about Exmark's industry-leading service and parts support.
L'Entrepreneur Academy Live 2021 is going to be the biggest and best one yet. And we want to see you Saturday, November 13th in Novi, Michigan. Join hundreds of entrepreneurs just like yourself who are looking to crush it in their business and make 2022 the most profitable year ever. This year's speakers are a who's who of the industry. Greg Whitstock, Corey Ballard, Keith Kalfas, Mark Parker, Caleb and Brittany Allman, Haver Pete, Brian and Liz Fullerton, and Jeff Joyner. Entrepreneur Academy Live 2021 is a powerful and inspiring all-day conference designed to help you take your business to the next level. And it's brought to you by Exmark, RedMax, SureTrack Trailers, and Yardbook. If you make it to town Friday, November the 12th, you're invited to hang out, network, and have a blast at the Full Throttle Adrenaline Park, brought to you by Toro's Horizon 360. Come ride endless laps on the high-powered go-karts, play virtual reality games, and win great prizes. Excited about bringing your spouse to the event? Discounted spouse tickets are available. Excited about bringing your whole crew? Group discounts of 4 or more also available. Do whatever you have to do to make it to L'Entrepreneur Academy Live 2021 and grab your tickets before they're sold out. Tickets will go fast, so if you'd like to get more information, visit us at l'entrepreneuracademy.com or use the link in the show description and follow along with the hashtag LAL2021.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.